Welcome back. And I think I'm done saying the name of the game because it should be fairly obvious from the title and the thumbnail and the playlist and the game itself what game it is. So enough of that. Let's actually start playing. No matter what happens, we can be sure that loading up on energy drinks will be worth it. Attach valve. I do want to see this. Okay. For the valve logo, doesn't it go on his forehead? Well, that's okay. Now it makes it even more clear what direction Sam's head is facing from the back. Don't shake your head at me. Had enough of his wacky antics. Just about enough. Yeah, there's nothing to see here, really. Although I suppose we should check our mails first and get that out of the way. Jake Wind. How fitting a name. And I guess he's the one at the wind farm. Tell Amelie we're true believers. Dear Sam, how's it going? Still heading west? We're rooting for you. We were part of the second group, so we never got to speak with Amelie face to face. Caught the occasional holo message, but that was about it. Still, every little bit helped to keep us going. She's just like her mother. Tough, clever, easy on the eyes, too. Won't lie and say I didn't notice. But what really resonated with us was that fire she carries, that conviction, same as Bridget. Any one of us would have laid down our lives in service to her vision. I suppose this is all a long-winded way of saying you ought to move on and meet her like we never got to. And when you do, tell her we're all still believers in the cause and in her and her mother. You'll do that, won't you? We'll see, Jake Wind. And Victor Frank, again, reestablishing shipping lanes. How's it going, Sam? So you put Port Knot City back on the map. Not bad. Folks around here seem pretty pumped about becoming part of the UCA and all that comes with it. Chiral printers especially. You should have seen their faces when I gave them a demo. It was like I was conjuring equipment out of thin air. Oh, and before I forget, I should also thank you for all the stuff you brought, and for taking care of that BT too. You've given everyone a shot of inspiration and courage to carry on, and there's not much that's more precious than that these days. There was a time when I was so shit scared of BTs that I just wanted to shut myself away and hide forever. But that's not an option, I know that now. We're on the front line here. Bridges isn't gonna make it all the way west if we don't step up our game. But don't worry, we won't let you down. We'll get Port Knot City back on its feet in no time. I won't take up any more of your time. That's all I had to say anyway. A couple of the guys wanted me to write you to make sure you knew we had your back. Come what may, we won't be throwing in the towel. Same goes for you, right? Shit scared. That is not an expression I have heard anyone say before. Let's see what's on the menu today for deliveries.
Hey Sam, those new sites you've brought into the network have helped us to restore more of our archives. Unfortunately, I still haven't managed to dig up anything about the BB's origins. And I'm completely locked out of BB-28's service record. If I could at least access that, I might be able to tell you why you've been experiencing those strange episodes. Well, I'll keep at it. You do the same.
Sam, check the terminal for available orders.
I guess Deadman changed his mind on helping us out with figuring out what's going on with those visions. It seemed like last time we talked to him about this, he was pretty convinced that it was just a normal thing.
Higgs set Fragile up.
Eavesdropping again.
It's all in your cuff logs. And with the aid of the Chiral Network, we were able to restore Middle Knot City's regional archives. The records corroborate her story.
Don't need you to tell me what's true and what ain't. I could hear it in her voice. Son of a bitch fucked her over good.
No reservations about working with her then, I hope.
Good news, Sam. The bot you sent out made it to its destination. The test was a success. Got another one prepped for you to use. Thank you with my thanks.
And she was referring to a delivery bot, so I guess we now have that one plus an extra one. But last time I was looking at those... Oh, they're under standard orders.
Sam. A new delivery type has been added to the terminal. Your hard work's getting noticed. Because of that, there's been some talk of offering a premium service. Now, it might seem like a hassle to willingly take on extra restrictions, but if you succeed, you'll boost your rep even more. So, if someone asks you to deliver within a time limit, you could counter it by setting the limit even lower, thereby earning yourself a better evaluation if successful. Now, if you're feeling up for a challenge, give it a try.
Who wouldn't want Sam's premium service? So here we have the deliveries that the bots can do, and I saw something somewhat interesting when I last checked, which was the delivery that it was going to make, which was this exact route, I might add. Projected post-delivery damage was like 75%, but she claimed that it was successful, so won't argue with that. So why wouldn't we do these? And what are the trade-offs that we are choosing between here? It looks like it's just likes, and it's also telling us what category those likes will fall into. Well, I like being able to carry more cargo, potentially. That is what that icon means, so let's do that. I guess we only have one bot. Or maybe we only have one bot at this location. We saw the bot singing its chipper theme as it waddled off with the package. We saw that already. We might watch it again if we're in need of a pick-me-up. But let's see what the game wants us to do now. Take on a new order. Distribution center south of Lake Knot City, which is where we are. Chiralium gauge delivery to weather station.
Your objective is to head to the bridge's weather station and connect your Cupid. You'll also need to install a chiralium gauge.
The gauge will measure fluctuations in chiral density much more precisely. We'll be able to provide more accurate forecasts for timefall and other phenomena. Timefall and elevated chiralium levels have a strong correlation with BT activity. So, installing this gauge will help us to help you and others like you.
Fragile cargo. Yes, we can now make level 2 bridges boots. Let's see if there's anything they have to offer. Reduces damage caused Great. So I think we'll take a pair of those and swap them out. And what happened to all of our ladders? Oh, that's right. I think we stashed quite a few things last time. We do have a PCC. I kind of want to take another one of these smoke emitting packages. It could be useful if we have mules in pursuit. And as far as I can tell, these other skeletons, well, they have different titles, but they cost the same. So what is... Oh, right. It's their side grades, as I thought. Okay. Let's call that good. We'll do some shuffling around after we build these.
Sam, sometimes other porters will return Bridges' vehicles to the garage. They're for everyone, so feel free to use them if you want.
How nice of them. But I think we're just fine with our reverse trike. Yes. So... Oh, only the blood bag is in the private locker. We'll go ahead and equip those. And... I think I might want... Well, with the ladders, we decided we only needed one for now because there wasn't anything we really needed to climb. So I think we'll just have to check what the terrain is going to be like and revisit that decision. So we are going to the weather station. And we are probably going to be mostly going on foot. But we'll have to contend with quite a rough terrain. And if at any point we need to break out the ladder... Okay, I said we're going to be going on foot. I meant to say we'll probably be using the trike as much as we can. But based on the roughness of this terrain, that might not be for very long. I'm just trying to see if there's a kind of easy way up. And not finding it. Not unless we go rather far out of our way. Yes, there's a kind of crater here. And oh, that does not look good on the map. That looks like what you get sometimes in Flight Simulator. It looks like a Dolly painting. The melty terrain. So I think it would behoove us to take at least 3 ladders. We can, I think, I've only tried this once and I actually wasn't clear whether we succeeded. But we may be able to pick up a ladder that we've put down behind us so we can reuse it. Oh. It says it's saying how much we will have. Yes, let's take 3. As for the climbing anchor, one climbing anchor actually has a couple uses. So I think that we'll just be fine. We have the ladders anyway. Anything else we want? I don't think so. Okay, let's save and be on our way. And normally, I like to load things up on the trike, but I'm not going to do that until... I'm not going to do that because it seems like we'll be getting off of it pretty quickly, and I just don't want to forget something. Let's find a good route. Well, unfortunately, no bridges in sight. Unless we build one ourselves. There is one over here, but we'll just have to cross wherever is convenient. And do we want to traverse here? Which would put us... Actually, it could be a... That could be a good way to go. I was thinking we would head further south. But if we do that, we're going to be, it seems like, getting lower, and then we'll have to climb up some of these steeper hills, as opposed to just kind of cutting our way through here, and then we can go stop at this generator. So let's try something like this, and see where that gets us. I neglected to look at just how rough this terrain is. Wow. That is not in any way bike traversable. I didn't realize just how bad it was. Wow. How did that even happen? Well, that makes this a lot easier, doesn't it?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
I'm just gonna take this back to the garage.
Contaminating suit. All clear.
And we're just gonna go on foot the whole way. It's been a while since we've done that. So it's understandable that the game is pushing us to just not just drive everywhere. Because we did get that very easy delivery thanks to all of the auto-paved roads in the last episode.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Let's make sure I actually have some gear. I've got the new bolas, some hematic grenades for BTs, and the EX grenades that I still haven't figured out the use for yet. That's on me. I should probably just have looked it up. I was wondering when they were going to start throwing more difficult, rocky terrain at us. Possibly even deeper water. No, this is still something we can deal with. And look at that. Our little extra energy boost we got from the energy drinks has already gone down a bit, but can we restore it? It didn't. He said couldn't drink another drop. But he does drink another drop.
Nah, all topped up.
Okay. Well, maybe you could have not consumed our precious resource if you were already full. Yes, it looks like we do have to rely on the energy drinks at home in order to get that little extra 25%. Oh, it's rain. You know what that could mean. And BTs. So, we have a bola gun. It was unclear to me if Bola gun will just work automatically on both BTs and humans because the description said it has different types of wires that can bind either BTs or mules. So does that just mean it affects both, or does that mean we have to build a separate special new type? We are mostly on track. And we're going slow and steady because you never know when the Odra deck is going to suddenly change direction and you are going to be closer to a BT than you would like. And look, there's a ladder. Somebody so generously stood up over there. I really should just look up what the EX grenades do, but I haven't really needed to. Oh. Well, that's one BT down. And we're still getting the flashes. What does that mean? Did we not get it? Do BTs take multiple hits now? It's never been that way before. When we were doing training, it wasn't. So maybe we can't actually take out BTs with the bolas. Maybe it only binds them in place. That's unfortunate. That doesn't seem very useful. Maybe I'll save. Oh. Someone is near. One over there. Oh, looks like we won't need to be worrying about the EX grenade. I've been carrying around that thing since about the beginning of the game, so I'm not particularly broken up about it finally succumbing to the timefall. So look at that, it says 0. Just good to keep in mind. Let's get out of this timefall. Soon-ish. If Sam's raincoat protects him from the timefall, why don't they make his carrier have like a little raincoat over it to protect the cargo, like a tarp? We don't have a bike to charge, but our power armor does take a little bit of battery. We'll let that charge up. Oh wait, this is an auto paver. The generator is up there. And we're doing fine. I'm not gonna go out of our way. In fact, this was not a good idea. Slip and slide. Oh, it was deep water. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Don't go into the deep water, Sam. Oh, okay. So we just shouldn't at all go into the deep water. What? Turn around, Sam. He's going with the current. Okay, well, we didn't want that bullet gun anyway. Good to know. We haven't encountered deep water yet. Oh, I hope our cargo is okay. Chiralium gauge is extremely damaged. Too damaged for this order, in fact. Well, I'm curious what happens if we try to deliver it. That was a devious trap. You have to be very careful. Crossing the deep rivers. At this point, we're so close. It seems like we're so close to it that we might as well. Well, something we could do is just load. Why don't we do that?
Beginning
And
scan.
here we
Scanning
are.
bridges.
Okay. Let's try this again. Chiralium gauge is nice and protected.
Is ID. Verifying ID.
Truly, there seems to be no way that we could possibly ride out there.
Weapons detected. All
Well, now we know, don't we?
have a pleasant journey.
Do I still have my ladder? Yes, I do. And let's use blood grenades. I do think that was a pretty decent route. We could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble, though, by just going up to the generator, going around the river. Hey, people are using my road without thanking me. Oh, I do not mean to be sprinting. So always check water depth before you leap, before you cross, because you never know. That tiny little river could be quite deep. And maybe I won't be so haphazard. I've gotten maybe a little bit too careless because of how easy the earlier parts of this game have been. It's good that they're challenging us a little bit. There is a bit of a path. Yes, I am aware of how to hold breath. Get our grenade ready. And try to make our way over to that wonderful ladder. Seems like he's not dead yet. Okay. So there are BTs that take more hits than usual. Indicated by gold. Keep a move on. Don't want to spend too long in the time fall. You really screwed up. But I think last time we mostly took damage because of falling in the water. So this guy should just be one shot. And they emit a kind of death cry when they're dead too, so that's another way we can be sure we've taken it out. Hope the rain lets up. Well, if BB's happy, I'm happy. I'm okay with sprinting because we're sprinting right towards a generator that will charge us right back up to full. Still raining though. But because we went all the way up here, we can easily circumvent the river.
Oh. Let's toppled over.
They say that you can use the Odor deck to like scan for tripping hazards. Let's not get going too fast now. That's a very dangerous spot to fall. But in most situations, I've found that you can recover your balance if you just press L and R as soon as you start to slip. Gives you a pretty big window too. No more rain.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
Hello. Sam Bridges, right? We've been expecting you. The gauge you brought is going to save a lot of lives. Let me do a quick inspection. Oh, wonderful. It's in perfect condition. Thank you.
Special alloys.
Once you connect us to the network, we'll be able to share our measurements with everyone. You mind doing the honors?
Level 2 PCC. I wonder what that gives us. Floating carrier. Safe house. So we can build our own private rest area, basically. And we can also get a weather forecast. Awesome. That'll also let us see what the timefall patterns are like, if there is any pattern. Something I've been wondering this whole game.
I'm sure they told you, but this weather station was built before the Death Stranding. Bridges 1 came and fixed it up. Unfortunately, we lost contact with our weather satellites a while back. Interference from chiral clouds. So it's been tough to measure chiralium levels and predict timefall. But thanks to you, this weather station can finally function as intended. You made our jobs easier. Now let us do the same for you. We won't let you down, I promise. Take care.
I see you got the weather station back online. Excellent work, Sam. When a region is integrated into the chiral network, it's also brought closer to the beach, in a manner of speaking. There's a significant impact on chiralium levels, and measuring that impact is one of the Cupid's primary functions. The more we know, the more accurately we can determine where to expect timefall and when. Without the chiral network, we'd be left guessing. Oh, and thanks to your latest accomplishment, you can now review the weather forecast via your cufflinks. Check your map. You'll see. Ought to come in handy when you're planning routes. I'll keep an eye on the chiral density from right here in my lab. It's not too far from South Knot City. Keep processing those orders and you'll put that region on the grid soon enough. Good luck, Sam.
Good work, Sam. That's one more site on the grid. Keep it up and we'll be finished before you know it. The weather station's forecast should be visible to everyone on the chiral network now. Yourself included. You can access them via your cufflinks. It could be useful when plotting your routes.
That's what Mom just told us.
Please access delivery terminal for further
Thanks,
information.
thanks, Die Hard Man. They're just making absolutely sure we know about the weather.
We've added a timefall shelter option to your PCC. They're perfect for keeping you and your cargo dry until the weather improves.
Okay. So it never occurred to me.
Congratulations, Sam. Your PCC's leveled up, so to speak. It now has the capacity to produce more complex structures. I'll let Mama fill you in on the details.
Sam, I've added a safe house schematic to your PCC. It's a fairly large structure, so it'll take a lot of time and materials to build. But once complete, it's pretty much identical to a private room. Give it a shot.
Our private room has a fast travel option, so if we build one of those, can we then fast travel there, thus giving us the ability to fast travel anywhere we want to? Although, keeping in mind that we haven't used that because we're not able to take any of our stuff with us. But what I was going to say is that's an option for dealing with the timefall that never occurred to me. We can just wait it out because I wasn't able to see the weather.
A floating carrier is a kind of tractor car. Chiral crystals keep it suspended in midair, allowing it to move unimpeded over rough terrain. You can load one up with cargo and tow it to your destination with minimal effort. If one's not enough for your needs, you can hook it up to another and take two. Just keep in mind that carriers require a steady supply of chiral crystals to operate. Make sure you have enough to get where you need to go.
Well, that makes me extremely uninterested in using them because gathering chiral crystals does not sound like a fun time. But we'll have to give it a try, and we'll have to see how quickly it eats through them. That's it for new equipment. We can get rid of those hematic grenades. And I believe I have some used boots. Yes. And these just about used up. Anything else that is severely damaged? Nothing so damaged that we need to get rid of it right this second.
Thank you for your contribution.
Let's take a look at the weather.
Weather forecasts can now be viewed via your cufflinks. Should come in handy when you're on the road.
The third time they're telling us about the weather forecast, they really want to make sure we don't miss the fact that we can get a weather forecast. Is it because they have buried it? Can we see it on the map? They told us about weather forecasts. How do I see it? Also, I should note that the legend doesn't tell us what these orange areas are. Well, that's just a bit unfortunate. They told us 3 times about weather forecasts, but I must have missed how I can actually see the weather. Do we do it via the weather station? Destination weather station. Oh, we can view stored cargo. That's pretty cool. we tap the R button. There we go. We just had to click the stick. Wind speed and direction. We can even change the time. Awesome. That is very useful. Wait, we can only see the forecast 30 minutes out. Which is fine, I guess, because we're not going to want to wait somewhere for 30 minutes doing absolutely nothing for the weather to pass. The arrows indicate wind speed. I can really just barely see them. Okay. So there's some places where timefall is seemingly permanent. Actually, you know what it looks like? It's a kind of a cellular automata. I wonder if that's how it works. Interesting. Well, this will be useful, and let's see what happens if we keep clicking the stick. So, one click is just everything. It's just a geographic map. And then another shows us where the chiral network spans. That's really good to know. I was actually wondering about that much earlier in the game. I guess I've just missed an entire feature of the map this whole time. Well, I think that'll do it for deliveries. But for this episode, let's take a look at our new data. I don't think we have any new mail. Let's take a look at our data. Chiral Clouds and Timefall by Hartman. Why do chiral clouds form? Why does timefall occur? And why does it herald the manifestation of BTs? These are questions we still struggle to answer. As we now know, BTs are being formed of something akin to antimatter. Their first appearance coincided with the Death Stranding. Prior to that point, it is believed that there was very little in the way of antimatter present in our world at all. But we've since learned that this was far from the case, for even before the Stranding, antimatter was all around us. I discovered a scientific paper on the subject titled On Antimatter and Clouds. According to the paper, the gamma radiation generated by lightning strikes can trigger the formation of positrons, and indeed, particles of antimatter can be detected inside regular rain clouds. The mechanism by which they are formed is not fully understood, but the mere existence of this phenomenon is enough to suggest something intriguing. Chiral clouds contain chiralium, yes? Well, what would happen if gamma radiation were to act upon them in the same way as it does in regular clouds? Could chiralium excited by gamma radiation exacerbate minute distortions in space-time, somehow loosening the seams that connect us to our beaches? And if so, when the excited chiralium mixes with timefall and descends to the ground below, could the entire region beneath the clouds become much more strongly connected with the beach as a result? This could well explain why BTs appear in areas prone to timefall. Furthermore, if the antimatter we previously thought did not exist in any measurable quantity on Earth were, in fact, present in such commonplace phenomena as the very clouds above us, would this not lend credence to the theory that BTs, beaches, the world of the dead, all of these things may have existed long before the Stranding? Lost my spot. Too much of a theoretical leap? Perhaps. I do not deny our world changed, drastically and irrevocably. Nevertheless, could it not be that the Death Stranding was merely the clap of thunder that brought this great change to our attention, and not the change itself? This game has an annoying habit where, as you're scrolling down, if you scroll down too far, it'll just jump to the top. Or maybe it's just a skill issue. Well, we took a tumble down a river, and we had to restart our progress for the very first time. Have not had to do that yet, this entire run. But we made it, and we got the weather station online, and now we have access to the weather. So that's as good a place as any to call it quits for this episode. and we'll come back next time for more Death Stranding.